We got issues. Oh, we got issues. Oh, come on and work it out with us. Oh, we got some issues.
Oh, brown sugar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, another
cool.
favorite is Dirty Dancing. Real, but Dirty Dancing, like, you can't tell me it wasn't beautiful, right? Anyway.
Don't put baby
Oh,
in the
we
corner.
gonna don't put baby in that damn corner. And he went and got her. He didn't give a damn about her daddy. I like that. And he was smooth as shit. He had on his little tight black shirt, his little tight. Patrick Swayze was that man. Anyway, R.I.P. to my dude. Anyway, but with that, do you think that movies and books give us false hope because it's the trenches out here?
Yeah, it does. But I think at the same time, though, if we're not, like I mentioned before, we're not dating outside of New Orleans, then we probably wouldn't know.
So how are we going to meet them? Is it going to be the dating apps? Is it going to be like, are we going to fly to a different city and post up and be like, hey,
of course,
I'm April from New Orleans and I would like to meet a man from out here.
Of course.
I'm here, da, da, da.
Of course. I mean, like when I was in New York for that length of time, when I was in Manhattan, I was staying in Manhattan promoting my documentary. And I was just like, and I met somebody while I was there. And it was the best 3 days of my life. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? Well, one of the best 3 days of my life. I had a lot of good days. But as far as like dating wise and like, you know, romance and things like that, it was pretty cool. And it was just like the initial interactions. But I think like if you're just gonna confine yourself to like a city, then you're not gonna have that romance novel type of love. I don't know, but at the same time, I do think it gives us false hope at the same time because the whole thing is, you fall in love, then it's like happily ever after. Like they don't tell you about the 10 years down the line when they're kind of tired of seeing each other, they done had the same conversations like basically over and over again, and you know, and they're kind of like they want to meet other people. You know, so they don't tell you about that, like. Because I can never understand why people could be together for like 30 years and then get a divorce. I can never understand that. Like,
because they probably were just existing. They probably were just existing. And I say that depending on if you put in a lot of things, right? Let's say you've been together for 30 years, you have maybe 2, 3, 4 kids, right? Depending on the husband's job, if the mom may have a job outside the house or she runs the house, right? Or dad is always in the field working, whatever the case may be, y'all have y'all jobs in some kind of way. A lot of focus is on the children, right? So the kids might be in sports, maybe in acting, drama, whatever the case may be. Now what happens when the children leave the nest? If all you and your partner have been focusing on these damn kids, the kids are out of the equation right now.
Yeah.
How y'all gonna, like, you don't even know this person after 30 years now. Because one, you weren't the same person you were when you got in a relationship, when you got married, once you had the first kid, once you had the third kid, once the kids are in high school, once the kids are in college, once you hit 40, you're not the same 40-year-old that you were at 18, and I hope not.
Yeah.
Right?
But at the same time though, like if you're gonna grow apart, then if you're growing apart and you feel the other person isn't growing with you, how do you stop that from happening? Or do you even want to stop that from happening?
You addressed it. You address it. And of course, we're going to change throughout the course of our lives. But if that's the person that you want to be with, you have to address it. You have to have the hard conversations. That's the fucking problem. People never want to have the hard conversations.
Until it's time to get real hard.
Until it goes to the end and now your ass have a divorce. When this could have been, like, you could have had divorce 15 years ago.
Yeah. Because you're wasting another person's time.
And now you're wasting another person's time.
And
People love to waste time.
And in my case, time and money.
Exactly.
Because I need my money.
Need money on time.
Yeah, on time.
So that's really the biggest thing. I think it's when it comes to dating, it's the communication. To say that communication is something that we do every day. When it's verbal, non-verbal. Like, you know damn well, we can have a conversation right now and I can say nothing, but my face is going to say it all. Yeah. Because I'm very expressive. But people do not communicate.
You know, I was in a relationship with a woman and she told me, she was like, she thought that we communicated too much. And that really bothered me because I like to communicate. Because, you know, my whole thing is like, hey, listen, we good? You okay? How you feeling today? Like, I need to, like, always check in. And she was like, and her whole thing was, what's understood don't need to be said. Well, what the hell does that mean?
What the hell?
Yeah, what you mean? Like, what does that mean? Like, it's like the whole mature factor of, like, just going, like, you just want to roll with the punches and things like that. It just, for me, that's just stupidity. Like, people don't People don't plan to fail; they just fail to plan. So if we're not having these type of communications, and we're not checking in with each other to see if we're on the same page, then of course we're gonna continue to bump heads and things like that.
So is that something that you address when you're first dating on like communication styles?
Yes.
If that's something, if that's something that was a big issue with overly communicating, as she would say, that have to be addressed in the beginning. Like, how do you like to communicate? Do you like for me to reach out every day? Are you a person that like to go 2 days without talking?
Yeah, I mean, like I'm
I
cool
feel like
with
that's
that too.
diabolical a little bit.
I'm cool with that too, but just as long as we got the understanding of how we're gonna communicate. Like I'm cool with like having like a game plan, but what I'm not cool with is just flying by the seat of my pants. Otherwise, I just feel like it's just always gonna be wacky. It's always gonna be out of sync. You're never gonna be on the same page.
I guess some people probably, like kind of like you mentioned, based off past dating experiences or even how you were raised, like a lot of that play effect in how people approach relationships and dating. So, and a lot of people feel like the way that they move is the only right way to do things. You know what I'm saying? Like, say if you feel like you need to communicate every day on an hour, and homegirl like, let's reach out every 4 hours, and you like, hell no, I need to do it every hour. Then like, where's the like your way isn't always going to be right for every partner you have. And people have to realize that. You know what I'm saying? Like everything is not going to work how you want it to because everybody's different.
On the flip side of that though, most times I can be like this. It's going to be my way or Highway 10. Or I-10. So, my way or I-10? What you trying to do?
Your way how? Like, what's the, okay, this has to go my way, or, be on some Ray Charles shit and hit the road?
You know it really has to go my way?
I'm scared. It's always some diabolical shit.
You know it really has to go my way. I don't like a woman that's lazy, right? Like that really gets under my skin because I was at this poetry jam one time, and this really offended me. I was so offended when I heard this. Like this man was on stage, and he was complimenting all women, and he was just like, "You guys are strong. You guys are beautiful." And then one woman out the crowd said, "Well, don't you know sometimes we don't want to be strong. Sometimes we don't want to be beautiful. Sometimes we want to lay in the bed and don't be nothing. Why are you here?" And what I mean by like here, I'm not talking about a relationship. I'm talking about on planet Earth.
Next, cut the
no,
no,
because people need to hear this. Because why are you that lazy to the point you just want to lay in your bed and be nothing? Excuse me, men don't get that type of grace. This is a new word that's going around, grace. Can we get grace? No, because we don't get grace. Like if a man said, "I want to lay in the bed and be nothing," could you imagine that? Just imagine a response from people in America. The nerve of this lazy bozo talking about he doesn't want to be nothing. He doesn't want to be anything.
For the day?
Yes, for the day.
I believe people should have that. You should
to
have
be
the
nothing
day
for the day?
to rest in your bed and get you some rest time. I believe that. I wholeheartedly believe in, I told you, I love my bed. I love my bed. I really do. I do. But I do all my shit that I need to do, and then I get in my bed. You know
At the same time, though, you're a parent, right?
Yes.
So at any given time, does your daughter, do you think about your daughter to the point where it's like, damn, like, I don't want to be nothing today. And she says, mommy, but you got to remember, you're a mom.
So I get to be nothing when she's with her dad. That's different. When you have responsibilities, you can't neglect certain responsibilities. That's what I'm saying. But like if she's with her dad, like I get to have the time to say, hey, today I get to actually take a nap. I don't get to take a nap when she's at home on the weekend.
But then something happens. Hey, emergency happens.
That's
she fell.
Come on now, you know
so you're
and then
always
accident prone. Homegirl always got a fucking bobo. I'm sick of these bobos.
So the point I'm making is that you're always something. You're always on go. You're always something. You're always going to be something.
Did you take it out of context?
I did not take it out. I wasn't the only person that was offended because
why were you offended by a random ass lady?
I was the only one that said something. Because first
all right,
off,
Mr. Clark.
you know what, Mr. Clark. But the only reason why that nobody else said anything was because they were afraid that it was going to take up the whole show. And I got a call from the people after that, and they were just like, man, don't you know, like, so many people came to me afterwards, and they said they agreed with you, but they didn't want to say nothing because of the atmosphere. So with that being said, I'm just like, man, I'm up there like, man, like, I gotta be the odd man out, and I gotta go against the world, because if not me, then who?
Okay, so I can agree with you on certain things, especially when it comes to some people being afraid to express themselves just because people are going to perceive them as being, you know, like a shit starter, possibly. Or because, like, let's say I'm looking at a couple people outside, right? If I say something, maybe they all will agree. You may have one that don't agree, but that person may not speak out in fear, not even in fear, but like not wanting that backlash, right?
Yeah.
We see it a lot on social media as well. You know, Twitter, even though Twitter is a dumpster, X, if you want to call it that. But his mama named him Twitter, so I'm gonna call him Twitter. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, you see people pass their opinions all the time. And, you know, like, I'll like a tweet. I'm like, oh, I actually agree with this. And then somebody will come back with a rebuttal or something. And I'm like, oh, well, I agree with this shit too. And I like both because I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, you're entitled to your own opinion and how you feel about things. And just because it may not agree with, it may not lean to, you know, people in today's time doesn't mean that your opinion isn't valid or you shouldn't feel how you feel because other people aren't going to agree with that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, being on social media in school, just starting, you know, there were conversations about how, about school supplies and how, you know, the school supply list has become too much, or like, you know, it's a lot of community supplies, and a lot of parents was like, I'm not buying that shit. I'm not about to, you know, help somebody else. And I'm just like, I'm on the total opposite side. I'm like, whatever was on that school supply list, I bought that shit. They only ask for school supplies once out the year, and that's at the beginning of the year. My kid is there within people for 10 months. If the teacher had asked me to give her fucking Starbucks gift card, I would have.
Yeah.
Why? Because I know my kid going in that school on 10. Homegirl got energy out the ass. And she's with my kid all day. Now, I get people cannot afford certain things, right? But also, we sit here and want kids to have free lunch, free this, free that. Like, that's what we go for. But you don't want to buy a 50-cent pack of crayons that another kid could possibly use? Is that where we draw the line? You know what I'm saying? Like, is this what we sitting here on Beyonce's internet and doing this shit about? Like, I don't know. Like, that's where I don't agree. And me and some people on Facebook, because I made a post, and I rarely ever make, like, posts. Like, I post about, you know, I post pictures and shit on Facebook. Yeah. But I'm like, y'all sound dumb. Yeah. Y'all do. Y'all sound dumb, and y'all fight for the dumb shit. Because all summer, y'all was shaking ass and buying sections and going to brunch and going on trips. But
this is where you draw the line.
You draw a line at crayons was 50 cents for the 24 for Crayola. Yeah. For Crayola. The good shit. Yeah. And you telling me you can't buy 2 packs of fucking crayons? Because
they invested in their hoeing. And speaking of investing in hoeing, Mayor Cantrell has just been indicted.
I wish I had one of them like things. Oh my God. Oh my gosh.
Now I'm not gonna ding the mayor, even though she refused to participate in both my documentaries and my third one too that's on the way. But
so he have smoke for the mayor because I asked the client.
No,
he
I don't.
Got a little smoke.
I don't have no smoke for Miss Latoya Cantrell. What I do have smoke for is mayors in New Orleans. If you're going to get in office, just know that an indictment is coming right afterwards. I don't know what it is or what it could possibly be, but it seems to me that once you're a mayor in New Orleans and you get into that position, other things takes precedent over the citizens of New Orleans.
Who's the mayor before?
We had, was it Mitch? Was it Mitch Landrieu?
It was a Landrieu.
Landrieu?
It was one of them, huh?
Yeah.
Did he have an indictment?
No, he didn't.
Okay, so where are we going? It depends on the mayor.
Miss Landrieu didn't have an indictment because of his skin tone.
Or his family. Wait, is it Mitch? Because his dad named Moon or some shit?
His dad's Moon. But he didn't have one because
he
didn't have one because of his skin tone. Because like let's just be honest, like Mitch was doing some stuff. We know Mitch was doing some stuff.
First off, no politician is clean.
Yeah.
You can sit here and say like if today or tomorrow I want to become a politician, I would like I'm about to run a smooth ass campaign.
Right.
I'm not gonna throw no dirt on nobody, nothing like that. Like say if you and I were running against each other and we sitting here like, oh, this is my friend. We're good. You know what I'm saying? We on opposite sides, but it's fine. Before we hit that election date, some smearing done fucking happened already.
Yeah.
Some undermining because you cannot win without getting your hands dirty. That's just politics in general.
Yeah.
That's politics in general.
That's just war in general. So I look at politics as war. So you got to go to war and build up your army, right? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I agree with you on that. Like you gotta get your hands dirty.
So all of them have some
dirt on them.
Some dirt.
Dirt on them.
You just gotta
in them and on them.
I gotta be petty and I gotta bring it up because Cantrell was just trying to find love. We say this dating pool have piss in it.
And she put shit in it.
My girl
put shit in it.
Trying to find her a man.
This dating pool has piss in it and she put shit in it. Did the man work for her? Yes. Was he married?
Yes.
Were they both married?
Did her husband die somehow? Yes.
On a mysterious?
Yes. But my girl's trying to find love. And that's all we all out here for. Trying to find that one. And her ass found an indictment. That's a little different.
No.
Right? I get it. They had my girl with pictures with Vappy everywhere. She looked happy as shit. I was trying to, I seen her smiling and I'm like, damn, I don't know what Vappy doing. He doing something. He was doing something right. It ended in a little bad. But it just leads us back to our topic. Now, because she was trying to find love, should it be limited for her because she's of a certain caliber and she's a mayor? Should she not be able to date?
Hoe? Should she stop being a hoe? Yes. As a mayor, you should stop being a hoe. If you are in an elected official position, keep the coochie on lock.
Are we saying that because she's a woman? Because there's so many male politicians.
Like who?
That had them. I'm not talking about New Orleans in general. But we even talk about presidents.
Oh, presidents,
Presidents was getting it popping in that Oval Office.
Shout out to Bill Clinton. William Clinton, shout out to him.
What about JFK? He was having fun too. JFK was rocking it. You know what I'm saying?
JFK was wild. They say he had like 10 STDs.
Wait, I didn't hear about Poe JFK.
You hear about that? Oh man, yeah.
So he was having but
him and his brother sharing people.
Even with that, the women were shamed.
Yeah.
Marilyn Monroe was shamed. Monica Lewinsky was shamed. But now, when it's the flip turn, the woman is hoeing. Yeah. And she has a man. Like, why is it like, oh, she's a hoe, she's doing this when we have the men that was ruling the damn fucking country having a grand old time. Because they ain't hoeing?
There's a double standard. But a double standard.
This guy stinks.
It's a double standard that should exist because when women cheat, when women out there hoeing, it is a security breach. It's a security breach. And when other men meet up with other men, things happen. We go to jail. People die. When women meet up with each other, you might get into like a little cat fight or something like that. Yeah, but unless you crazy as cat shit. Otherwise, it's not going to end in death.
It could.
It's possible. But for the most part, it's not going to. For the most part, it's not going to.
But now, LaToya's husband is, not here. So.
But Vappy's wife was here.
This is true. But who gave a hell about Vappy's wife? You rarely heard about Vappy's wife.
Yeah, Vappy ain't giving a damn about Vappy's wife.
About the man's wife. No one cares. But it was mentioned that Cantrell had a husband, and Cantrell's husband is da-da-da. Because, of course.
Because of the Cantrell. But at the same time, though, that's where she got her name from. Like, she got a name from the Cantrells. That's where she got her name from. So.
Her husband was from here?
Yeah, her husband, his father is a judge. Oh. As a matter of fact, he was my professor.
Okay.
At Suno.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Because I know she wasn't from here.
Yeah, she's not from here at all.
Okay. That's why she got the house on the Parkway?
Yeah.
I was very
so she
skeptical about that, because I'm like, how the hell you get a house on the Parkway?
So she's from Los Angeles. So she introduced us out to some West Coast hoeing.
For the West Coast hoeing? Yeah. So that's how they do it on the West Coast.
To the lights we've never seen before. We've never seen West Coast hoeing in Louisiana. We were taken aback from that. We were like, oh, this is how they do it.
And they got her federal charges. Yeah. Some shit. So that means we got to stay away from the West Coast.
Yeah, she did some federal hoeing. Like,
does this mean that actually dating in different cities and places is not something we're supposed to do? You say we should, but now her husband took her from the West Coast. Yeah. Now her ass done got it.
Don't do it on the West Coast. No, they don't say. I said Philadelphia. Why I say Philadelphia?
Huh? So we more so New York,
East Coast, Philadelphia,
Philly,
DMV area.
Like that. Okay.
You know, possibly Houston, Texas, depending. You know what I'm saying?
Not Texas.
Yeah, Texas.
Fuck Dallas right now.
Texas.
That's all I gotta say.
You want to explain on that? Would you like to expound on
We will not. We will not go there.
Yeah. But because of the movie Sinners, that's not my favorite movie now, right?
Am I mad now?
I have taken a new interest in Mississippi.
So, I lived in Mississippi for a little second. I don't even like to talk about it like that. But, of course, with Katrina, I lived in Gulfport from like 5th to 8th grade. I came back for high school. And them little countrymen on to something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And, I think people sleep on Mississippi women. I think they are...
That's a beautiful woman.
Very gorgeous.
Country bumpkins, but, still,
Very gorgeous. I need that.
I feel like you can find gorgeous
in
women
Alabama.
anywhere.
Well,
Have you went to any state and was like, I have not seen one fine person since I stepped in here? So you can find a woman anywhere that's,
that's very pretty, very beautiful. But I'm just saying like in droves though. Because Louisiana and New Orleans, and it's like hit and miss. Like either you're going to hit or you're going to miss.
Now, when I go to second lines, that's when I see more people. And I'm like, damn, we actually have some really beautiful women out here. We do.
Yeah.
We do. Are they a little thrown off? Yeah. But we have it here.
A little
just
thrown
like
off?
how if you go to Texas, you're going to find beautiful women there. You go to Mississippi, Georgia, wherever the case you may go, you're going to find beautiful women. Now, are they going to meet your physical expectations? Probably so. But now you got to go through the other portions, right?
Through the rigorous portion of that. Like it's like a whole process that you got to go through. And I feel like more so in New Orleans. And I feel like this, and people may say that I'm body shaming with this, but I'm not. This is just me being honest. If you got a big stomach, everybody doesn't want to see a big stomach. Stop doing that. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of seeing it. Like, why must your stomach be out? Why can't you find clothes to hide that stomach?
Not trying to be funny, but full shirts have become a lost art. And I say that with anything. Even with kids' clothing. For my 6-year-old,
really?
It's a shit ton of crop tops. Y'all, I be going
for
through
kids?
Kids. Crop tops. Even I be seeing them in them fucking crop tops. And I'm tired of seeing crop tops. We ain't gonna go there yet. Okay. But I've been seeing, everybody's wearing a crop top. I'm like, can I just have a shirt that goes past my belly button and I'm praying? But it's for kids too. Not saying that you can't find shirts, but it's a little like if I order stuff online for her and they don't have like a kid modeling it, 9 times out of 10 the shit gonna be cropped, and then I gotta give it to somebody else because I can't let my kid wear it.
But question: Have you ever gone someplace and like a woman was wearing something you was like, and you thought to yourself, man, she was a little bit too confident coming out the house like that? Have you ever did that?
I have seen outfits that I knew I would not wear because of how I want to look. Yeah. That's all I gotta say about that. That's all I gotta say.
Come on, Forrest Gump.
Because that's all I have to say about that. There's just certain things that I wouldn't wear, and somebody probably seen me in the street and was like, why the fuck ain't wearing that? It could have been a thing. But for the most part, like I try to find stuff that's flattering to me in my shape. You know what I'm saying? And if I don't feel comfortable by the time I leave out, then, then it's that. So I think the last thing we kind of wanted to talk about, because one, we are sitting in a Black-owned business, which is Baldwin & Co. And I social media wise and even city wise, I see a lot of things popping up, especially a lot of businesses that I'll be trying to support. Like anytime I see a business, I'm like, okay, I'll bookmark and I'm like, I'm coming to this business. Now, when it's a business that you can physically go to, I find it to be better than, okay, I guess I would say I see a lot of unprofessionalism sometimes around, like the talk. I hear it around a lot of Black businesses, preferably especially for women. You know, we go get our hair done. We like, you know, they have the nail techs who kind of work on their own, you know, when it comes to getting their lashes done, things like that. But I also hear it's like a shit ton of rules. And it's like, I remember being a kid and going to the hairdresser and you just show up before your time, sit there, read a book or some shit, a magazine, go get your hair done. You're out that bad boy. It was just like, you know, because they wash your hair, they do all that stuff. Now, if you book with an online stylist, is come with your hair washed and blow dried. If your appointment is for 11 o'clock, don't come until 11 o'clock. But if you come at 11:01, you late. So that's a $5 charge every damn minute. And if you blink too hard, that's another $5 charge. And if you move in a chair a little bit and you mess up my damn angle, that's another $5 charge. By the time you walk out there, your service was supposed to be $150. You done spent $300 because you done did a damn 100, like a million charges, right?
Right.
And some, like I'm seeing that it's hard for some people to support certain Black businesses, where now a lot of people are trying to learn how to do stuff at home. Because it's like, well, if I can't go to you because you're supposed to be giving me these services, I might as well learn how to do this shit myself. Yeah. That's why I learned how to do box braids on me. Yeah. I know how to do them on me. I don't have to pay for my daughter. Like, I learned how to do certain things. So it's like, if I maybe can't afford it or don't want to go spend my money somewhere, I could do it myself. Yeah. So how are you feeling about the atmosphere when it comes to those things?
Well, I think like culturally, I think we gotta get it together, like as far as like the Black dollars. And what I mean by that, just just doing business with other Black entrepreneurs and things like that. I think it's so hard to find people that's reliable, people that's knowledgeable, and people that could actually do what you do some things that you need to do. Like even like I put on 2 movie premieres by myself, right? And within that time frame, I put out the ticket prices and stuff like that. And I remember my first movie premiere at Low Hanging Fruit when we went fire. Yeah, we went to the World War II Museum.
He had us dressed up and shit. We had on ball gowns. I felt like I was going to a ball or something. We was at the World War II Museum. It was really nice. I really enjoyed myself.
But don't you know, even like during the process of making that movie, the cameraman was like the cinematographer I had at the time. I was just like, he was a Black guy, and this is no shade. This is just a teaching moment, right? He was just like, I was just like, okay, listen, can you do this? Can you do that? And he was like, no, I can't do that. I'm gonna need you to do that. And I'm like, but why am I paying you for? And this is where I learned how to edit from. I was like, why am I paying you for editing? Actually, I learned from my other film, but I'm like, why am I paying you for editing if I have to do all this myself? You know what I'm saying? Just one of those things. And
that's kind of like having to come to the hairdresser already washed and blow dried.
Right.
That's supposed to be a part of the service. That's what you went to school for. Your ass learn how to wash hair to wash my hair.
And I was so offended, April. I didn't even invite him to the movie premiere. I'm so offended
you ain't
at
even
that
gonna
point.
see your damn work.
Yeah, like, excuse me, sir. Like, what do you mean? You know what I'm saying? And it really got to me. It really made me mad. Even when I was putting out the ticket prices, and I had people that was fake supporting, but it was like because of the people that wanted to support, they bought the tickets, and I seen it on Eventbrite when they bought the tickets, and the people that was fake supporting, they said, "Hey man, why your ticket prices gotta be this be like this?" And I'm just like, "Hey, listen, what's the last movie you seen?" And it was a Marvel movie, of course. And I was like, "Did you ask Marvel why their ticket prices are the way they are?"
No, did you ask AMC?
Yeah, did you ask AMC?
Because why the hell that popcorn, that little baby popcorn, cost so much? I'm still buy it because I like movie theater.
You know what I'm saying?
Still.
And I'm gonna still sneak my vegan snacks in there. I'm gonna order my vegan food before I get there.
I be walking in with a damn duffel bag, going to the movie.
It'd be like,
I have every snack you
yeah.
could think of. I could sell other people's snacks in that bitch.
Yeah.
I need it too. Like,
That's-
you don't need to buy those M&Ms for $5. I have them for $2.
Yeah, but they'll sell it
Even
like, what you trying to do? What you trying to do? What?
You know what? I know this is like a sidebar, but I always wanted one of them damn trench coats, and I open it up, and you have all like the watches and shit. I've always wanted to be somebody that had that and could sell it. That's on my bucket list of shit.
If I see somebody in a trench coat, I'm clutching. Straight up.
My God, I got the M&Ms 2 for $5. I got them 2 for $5. I got the little vegan peanut butter shit.
Why is this person dressed like Inspector Gadget?
I got them
at this movie theater. What's
no,
the
you know
angle?
what? It is gonna give a school shooter.
Yeah,
it's gonna give. Never mind.
Yeah.
Okay, well maybe not the movie theater.
Yeah, if you
maybe outside for a second line, I could have like the little mini bottles in the inside.
No,
because you know people love a little alcohol outside.
Yeah, they do.
You know, they love alcohol.
They do.
They do.
But yeah, man, it's just like, but you know, as far as like supporting those businesses, man, it just like sometimes I just think at a certain point we gotta learn how to trust each other, and we gotta be able to like, you know, just to be like hard down, just do business with each other, and just have somebody with some knowledge and just start the vetting process.
That's the thing, though. You're a person that'll have knowledge and then put me on game. The knowledge you gave me, I'll put somebody else on game. But that person, they may encounter somebody and don't put them on game for the fear that they may come up a little more than them, that they'll, you know, succeed them when it comes to money, popularity, whatever the case may be. That's why they talk about all those people a lot. They say they were crabs in a barrel. You see, once somebody become like popular or have something, it turns in from them being supporters to haters.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, well, this person has now 4 restaurants. Now they're talking about the people food.
Yeah.
Or they're talking about how they're not going to support this and that. Because they don't want to see somebody be better than the next. And that's the fucked up part about it. Because like, how are we going to get to where we need to be if all you're doing is hating? And I'm trying to be fun. Like, I've had people who aren't black put me on shit before a black person. And that shit is nuts to me. That is insane to me. Even being in school, when I was getting my master's degree, for some reason, when it came to us trying to figure out how we were going to get our own supervisor or like what jobs would hire us fresh out, you know, a lot of those professors was like, y'all got to get that shit on your own. Yeah. We got it on our own. Y'all got to get it on your own. And it's like, what the fuck you here for?
Yeah.
Like, what are you here for?
Yeah.
That's just like saying all the hard work I'm putting in right now, my kid gonna have to get it on her own. I'm working so damn hard, so she don't have to get it on her own like that. I would like to have a Nepo baby.
Right.
I would love to have a Nepo baby.
Me too.
You know how fire that is to be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, of course, she's still going to have to work. Yeah. She's going to have to, like, prove, like, if I have a company or some shit, I would want her to prove herself that she can run my company.
You're going to start at the bottom of the company.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want her to be in the mail room.
She got to be in the mail room. They got to go to the mail room. They got to learn everything all the way down to the dungeon.
Not the dungeon.
The dungeon. Did they work their
scraping up coal?
Yeah. I need you to scrape this. All right. Work for that $10 an hour. If you do good for 2 years, then we move you to the mailroom.
Nah.
Yes. That's how other companies do it. That's how you survive. That's how you survive. That's how you keep on doing it. They gotta learn every facet of their business.
That part makes sense. But if my ass wasn't in the infirmary, I'm not about to put my kid in the infirmary.
Nah, you gotta go all the way.
Oh my God.
Gotta do it. That's the only way they're gonna. That's the only way they're gonna learn. Mm-hmm. You know, like Michael Jordan didn't have his child in the gym bleeding, or at the shoe company bleeding at that shoe company. That's why he's, you know, in the position that he's in now, you know, doing drugs and things like that. You know, no shade, but that's just what it is. If you don't have those type of restrictions, and you don't work for it like they need to work for it, and value it the way you value it, those are the results you're going to get.
You make a good point that also points out how a lot of these kids now are very entitled.
Yeah.
And a lot of, you know, like, I guess we see it differently because, like, I didn't grow up with a silver spoon in my mouth. I had to go to college. Because what else was I going to fucking do? I ain't going to try to be like, I'm not a person that could be out with a trade and do welding, electricity and shit like that. Like, that ain't my, you know, April don't do well with building shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not my area. So I'm like, I have to go to college. I have to do certain things. And it wasn't an easy route. Like, I didn't have, like, scholarships out the ass. So there's certain things I had to do to, you know, I had to although my job wasn't hard in college, I still had to have some kind of job because who's going to pay my car insurance?
Yeah.
My mom and them couldn't afford to do it. Or I wasn't going to put them in that position to like, take food out their mouths at home while I'm in college. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a little, so like, there's certain things that I had to do. I had to toughen up. And a lot of people who have struggled and are in a space to where they're able to give their kids what they didn't have and more, they do that and don't show them hey, this is how I got here.
No.
This is why you don't have to struggle. This is why you don't have to come home and worry about if the lights is on or off.
Right.
This is why you got a damn car fresh at 16 off the lot. Don't got to worry about insurance or a car note. I didn't get my first car till I was 21. And my shit was an 06 Kia Sorento.
You was on Sorrento?
I was on my little Sorrento, and my girl was popping. She was banging. I was turning them damn corners, and my girl, you would have thought I had a damn Lexus.
But though, even with that, just not having those kids, right? You got to have them with that mentality too. I try to get my son now. Like a lot of people don't agree with some of the things I enriched to my son, but I got to get him prepared for the world. Like just a lot of things I wasn't prepared for. I'm thinking to myself, like, I come from a Christian home. I'm not a Christian now, but I came from a Christian home. But it was just like, some stuff like, basically like, if you be nice to people, then they're going to reciprocate. I had to learn at a very early age that that's not how life works. That it's not a nice world out there, and it's full of monsters, and you have to be able to turn into a monster yourself. Like I made a comment one time while I was in child support court.
You heard the long pause, like you hit a pause. It's just like, my ass in child support court.
And they were like, they were asking me about my finances.
And that's why you don't work. Yeah, I understand.
And they're like, so what happened with this job? And I said, I didn't know that human resources wasn't for the humans. They were like, well, who are they for then? I said, it's for the monsters at the top. And then you heard a long pause in the court before the judge said, sit back in that bench. He was like this.
That's probably one time the judge was actually like, I hear you.
Yeah, that was. He was like, that wasn't the only time he did that, but that was one of the times he was like,
I might agree with this man.
You know what? You make a compelling argument. And if you come back with proof that this job, that was the job's fault, then yeah. But I gotta agree with her.
You're still paying this shit.
I said, what? I'm gonna feel like, what? I said, what? I'm gonna feel like, what is the point of me just coming to court there if I just go do this?
Because it's gonna hold your ass in contempt.
Well, I was already in contempt a couple of times. I've been in contempt a couple of times.
You know, my ass showing up to court, even though I've only had to go to court once for myself, and I was like 18. You know, I thought I was dying. Y'all, to all my young kids that are listening, if y'all are listening, at 18, don't go on bourbon and get somebody to buy you a drink, and then you look young in the face, and then some random ass man that's actually a police officer come and be like, where your ID at? And now your ass gotta go to court and pay a $250 fine and go to a Mother Against Drunk Driving class and do community service. All because you wanted to have a damn hand grenade. That was a lesson. That was very much a lesson. I had to go to a Mothers Against Drunk Driving and I was fucking walking.
Really?
You know how traumatizing that was?
I remember that
shit, like, I was
Don't you know they be out there drinking?
I was walking.
Yeah.
And I am in, because you had to pay $40 to attend the Mothers Against Drunk Driving class.
Wow.
I had to do because I had just started school at Nichols. So
wait, how they get you for drunk driving?
They didn't get me for drunk driving.
They got you for drinking.
Got me for drinking. But for them to like expunge my thing, I had to pay the $250 fine. I had to do the Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and I had to do community service. Now I did get past my community service because I'm not doing community service on some shit. Like, no shade to people who do community service, but I'm not about to be on the side of the road picking up fucking paper. Somebody be like, April? I'm like, no, it can't happen. So shout out to my sister and her ex-boo, but I got out of there. You know what I'm saying? But I still had to pay the fine. And being in a Mothers Against Drunk Driving class was humbling. I'm not going to lie. Because I'm in there with people who do drink and drive, who have lost people, who, due to DUIs. And the lady who was doing her presentation, it was on her daughter. I remember this shit. And this was at 18. I'm 30 now. she showed the lady in the casket and every damn thing. And I was up in there crying. Because you know my ass emotional. I'm in there crying. And they got people looking at me like, what the hell wrong with her? I'm like, y'all not moved?
No.
This makes me not want to drink or drive. It straightened my ass up. Did I stop drinking? No. But I didn't drink and drive.
Right.
You know, so it was one of them things where it was just like, certain shit in my life did humble me. And you know how people say things happen for a reason?
Yeah.
I feel like certain things happen for a reason.
Yeah. Speaking of which, one time I did get arrested. Oh, you know how they say you're at the wrong place at the wrong time? I was actually at the right place at the right time.
Your situation was very messed up.
Yeah, I was on the job.
You were on the job.
I want to tell this story to y'all. I was on the job in Jefferson Parish, working for this hospital. This client was getting JC, judicially committed. Mm-hmm. Now, the judge on that case, he ended up eloping. That means leaving court after he was told that he had to be JC. And the judge ended up locking me up.
And why did that judge lock you up?
Because she thought that I conspired with this man to escape.
Although you were on your job.
I was on my job. We're not supposed to, in the mental health field, we're not supposed to chase after people, because that's a liability on the hospital.
And to us.
And to us. Yeah. So that's a liability for both of them. Mm-hmm. So I got the police like I was supposed to do. And I go to court. I say everything. We are up in court. We got to go to the same woman's court, by the way, that put me in jail. She upped my bond to $86,000, thinking I wasn't going to be able to pay it. But as soon as they dropped that bail money, guess what? Your boy's out of there.
Why you sobbing?
Like, okay, Roy. Once I got my check, I was gone. But
yo, this man, because we worked like 3 different damn places together, like literally. And the job that we were on, I worked day shift, he worked night shift. And he always would relieve me from our shift. Anytime he wasn't coming to work, he'll text me and be like, April, I'm not coming or something like that. I'm going to be late, anything. Cool, I know. I haven't heard a peep from his ass all day. And I'm like, I wonder where Tyris at. Our boss come over, because now I'm still sitting there because his ass ain't come to work. And I'm just like, I don't know where Tyris at, y'all. And she was like, they were calling your phone, you weren't answering. And I'm just like, that's not him. Because even if he don't like the job, he's still going to show up. You gonna know he don't like the job, but he gonna show up. And I'm just like, I don't know what's wrong. Like calling his phone, even when we call, like, *69, his ass won't answer. And I'm just like, this is so unlike him. The next day, this whole weekend, I worked and he worked. Still didn't hear from him. And I'm just like, I think the girl he with done killed him. Like, I don't win very much. Like, I am very much a 0 to 100 person. So with someone who is great with communication and he's not communicating at all, I'm like, his ass is in a river somewhere. I don't know what happened to my boy. To the point where now I'm trying to find people who know him. I'm going through his Instagram followers and shit. I'm like, this person he's close with. I'm sending them messages. I'm sending somebody like, and they don't even know where he at. I'm like, what the fuck? I was so scared. And then next thing you know, maybe Monday. I think it was that Monday. Who called my phone? I'm in my house. I see Tyris' name pop up.
And interesting
I
enough,
cursed his ass out. I had to, because I'm like, man, I thought you was dead.
The interesting part about that was my best friend. I called her, and shout out to her again. She was like they had a whole seance. So I called her. She don't pick up the phone. Her fiance picks up the phone, and she says, "You had this house in a tizzy." I'm like, "What the hell is a tizzy?" But anyway. I was like, she was like, don't you know, we thought you were dead? Because she just handed the phone to her because she couldn't speak to me because I guess she was just so nervous. Mm-hmm. She was heading down here to kill my girlfriend at the time. Because everybody thought she murdered me for some reason. But they were having a whole seance. So that's a testament of how the crazy women he liked to mess with. Because if my first thought was, no, his ass sleep, he got his phone off because he's a very busy person. But my first thought was, this lady did something to you, that means you mess with some crazy motherfuckers. Yeah. That's what that means. Which I do. But she did hold it down, though. I gotta give it that. We gotta give credit where credit's due. She held it down for that. She did what she was supposed to do. She did what she was supposed to do for that. Now, when we get to this woman's court, don't you know, she talked to my lawyer. Both of them knew each other from college, so it's better to have a college lawyer that knows the judge than one that knows the law. I learned that too. That's some game. Now, when they talked, he said, Tyris, come here. I said, what's going on? He put me off the stand. We go into this room. He says, "You're going home." I said, "Really?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "So she's dropping all the charges?" He said, I said, "What you mean by He says, "So everything you said was on tape." I said, "Yeah, so they should be dropping all the charges."
So, just so people know that when you are in court, that it is recorded, especially if they have Zoom too. It is the voice recording they have, and even the people who be on like a little typewriter and shit, they got to write all that up.
Yeah.
So there's always evidence. So if you said that the judge said something or you said something, they could pull up all that shit.
Yeah.
Just to let you know if you ever have to go to court.
But everything that you said was on tape. So why are they dropping all the charges? She still wants to lock you up for 180 days. I said, "Let's get to it then." I said, "Because I'm not copping out to nothing." He said, "Yeah, you could do that, but if you don't," and I had like, I looked at this sheet, I'll tell you no lies, you guys. I had 35 charges. Now, I want to tell y'all something. When I went to jail, I had 3 charges. When I woke up the next day, I had 24. By the time I got to court, I had 35. Only in Louisiana can this happen.
Especially
JP. He says, "Listen, I can get you community service for 30 hours. I said, "I'm not doing a real community service." He said, "Tyris, they're going to lock you up, and we're going to have to get you back out, but then we're going to have to go through this whole process again." Mm-hmm. And I said, "Dang." But how many charges I got? You got to cop out the 3 charges. 3? He said, "Yeah, but they're like misdemeanors. Then by the time you finish your community service, it's going to be wiped off your record, and we're going to have to worry about the felonies later, because I had 2 felonies she gave me. We don't have to worry about it." So I fought the felonies for a whole year. So I go, "Dang, I got this premiere coming up within like a whole month." Mm-hmm. I had the premiere, and I was like, "Man, I need to be free to make sure everything goes right." So I'm doing community service and interviews at the same time. I'm on with DJ Papa Smurf in New Orleans. Shout out to DJ Papa Smurf. We on the radio. I'm on the phone, picking up stuff, watching bushels. Yeah, because when I do this premiere, it's gonna be awesome.
And you just hear water in the background.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody that stood by me during this trying time. You know what I'm saying? And it was just a very hard time. But I had to say this though. What were we getting at with this? I just had to tell that story.
I lost my train of thought.
Yeah, I lost my train of thought just telling that story. But if anything y'all got from that, just persistence, and persistence is the key to anything that y'all want to do.
Even in your dating life.
So.
Just don't get caught on no indictment charges.
And on any indictment charges at all. Drugs or otherwise. Okay? Shout out to Diddy. But as we get ready to sign off, do you have a good word for the people?
Not the diddler.
Huh?
Not you mention the diddler.
Shout out to Diddy.
We ain't gonna talk about him.
Shout out to Diddy.
What I would like to say is, don't be afraid, and I know it might sound a little cliche and people might say this shit all the time, but like, don't be afraid to go after what you want. Because a lot of times fear keep us in a bubble, and even when it comes with age, people will say like, I'm too old to start over or do certain shit. And like, nah, when I was getting my master's degree, they had a lady in there was 65 who graduated with me. 65 and just got her master's. You got to go after what you want and stop letting fear hold you back. And that's a testament from me too, because I don't be doing certain shit because I be afraid of taking that leap.
Yeah.
But we took that leap and look at where we at.
Yeah.
What you got to say?
On my end, there's some certain things you are too old to do. You are too old to be a hoe. What
encouraging words would you love to give the people?
Encouraging words? As far as encouraging words, I would have to piggyback off what you said. Fear, don't let fear paralyze you. It's okay to be fear and have your anxieties about things, but keep on moving forward, because we all got them. The people at the top, you best believe that they had some type of fears. They had some type of things that they had to get over. They had to battle themselves day in and day out, and basically just keep on marching forward. Regardless, there are no excuses. I understand it's a cruel, cold world out there, but there are no excuses. We have too much technology. We have too many things that we could, and too many resources that we could tap into. So don't be afraid to reach out and do what you need to do.
And be a resource.
Yeah, be a resource.
Like we were saying, be a damn resource.
Yeah, be a resource and help each other out. And don't be afraid to help others, and share information, because even if that person makes it over you, and you could say, "Oh, damn, I helped do that. I helped establish that. I helped do that. I helped them in some type of way." So be a resource. Don't be afraid to be a resource. Don't be afraid of people jumping over you, making more money than you, and things like that. Because at the end of the day, they got the knowledge from you, so you're able to utilize that same knowledge too.
I say also, I had to realize, and this is a wrap of what I would say, but we may do things in a moment that we may not benefit from, but somebody else will. Like when I was in high school, I went to McMain, and we used to be like, we as seniors, we wanted black shirts because we was like, we wanted to kind of stand out. The 7th and 8th graders wore gold shirts, 9th and 12th wore white, and we was like, it would be cute if the seniors get to wear black shirts. Of course, they shot our ass down. Now the seniors are wearing black shirts. I was a little salty because I'm like, that would have been fire as hell. But I'm like, we advocated for the shit. It didn't happen for us, but it finally happened. So, you can do a lot of shit that you may not benefit from at that moment, but then somebody else will.
Yeah.
So,
and
no concern.
And another thing I'd like to say is that now that the newspapers are dead, radio is basically dying.
Because they keep playing them same 5 songs in rotation.
You don't have to watch them anymore, listen to them anymore, because you know why? We got issues.
Come on over to that room. If you don't want the people all in the camera.
Yeah, all in the video.
All in your videos.
Come on, we got issues. All right, signing off.